What's going on, everyone? Julius the Third here, checking in with you guys, CEO of Scale the Foundation, where we help credit repair experts and educators build, run, and scale wildly high profitable credit repair businesses. And welcome to the how to effectively leverage other people's time to make $100,000 or more while working 10 to 15 hours less a week. In a few seconds, we're actually going to dive into my laptop and I'm going to walk you guys from A to Z, top to bottom, on everything that you need to know on how to actually make virtual assistants work for you, become successful with them, build great relationships with them, and how to effectively take your business to the next level without sacrificing all of your time, money, energy, and everything of that nature. So actually dive into my laptop and let's get started. Welcome in. Welcome into the inside of my laptop where I'm about to take you guys through the most in-depth training ever, right? Welcome to the how to effectively leverage other people's time to make $100,000 or more while working 10 to 15 hours less a week. Free masterclass. As I said before in the intro, guys, I'm Julius, also known as Julius the Third. I am the CEO of Scale the Foundation, the #1 automation agency helping credit repair experts and educators build, run, and scale insanely high profitable credit repair businesses from anywhere in the world. We specialize and focus on scaling through systems, automation, and world-class, highly trained virtual assistants. So before we dive into exactly how to leverage the time and expertise of virtual assistants to make $100,000 or more, let's actually cover why you should invest, guys. Invest. That's what we're doing. Your time into watching this free masterclass. First and foremost, I want to talk about who I am not. Right? I am not another guru online that is about to make you a whole bunch of broken promises or give you a whole bunch of tactics that do not actually work. And I am not here to waste your time or my time talking about things I do not actually do myself. So, who am I? I'm a 25-year-old online business owner who believes in practicing what I preach. As you can see here, and here, right? I've been actually able to make $100,000 several times in a very short amount of time. On average, depending when you're actually watching this free masterclass, our company, Scale the Foundation, is producing $100,000 about every 3 months with ridiculously high profit margins, predictably. Right? And in this training, I'm going to cover with you in detail exactly how you can leverage virtual assistants to achieve the same results or better or more, whatever your prerogative may be. Now, you might be wondering, who is this masterclass for? This masterclass is specifically for credit repair business owners who are feeling burnt out and tired of wearing every single hat that comes with running a credit repair business. This masterclass is for the business owners who are actually looking and wanting to take their business to the next level they have yet to see. And this masterclass is dedicated and is for the dedicated and committed entrepreneurs who are dying for some free time to spend with their loved ones, their family, kids, and friends, and who are ready to enjoy the fruits of their labor and start living life on their own terms, right? If you're investing your time into watching this masterclass, I know something about you. 10 times out of 10, you chose to become an entrepreneur for all the benefits that come with this lifestyle, right? The time freedom, right? The location freedom, and the unlimited potential of financial freedom, right? So to sum it all up, you chose entrepreneurship for freedom, right? But I have some bad news for you and I have some great news for you. And let's start with the bad. Most people are under the impression that once they get to the position of making 10,000, 20,000, 30,000, and even $100,000 a month, that life just becomes this amazing playground of their wildest dreams, right? Then they actually got started. They started that business. They learned that skill, and then bing bong, right? Life hits them in the mouth. They're up to 3 a.m. working and thinking, what the hell? I was happier working my 9 to 5. Clients won't stop calling, texting, and complaining about the smallest things they can just Google. Your kids are acting out of control because you aren't present enough with them. And your friends are inviting you out, and you keep telling them the same thing. I can't. I've got work to do. Sounding like a broken record. Does that sound familiar? I know. And I know this hurts a little bit, but stay with me. I've got great news for you. The great news is I was just like you, right? I was just like you, burning out, frustrated, and just unfulfilled with everything that comes with building a service-based business, right? Service-based business. We are providing a service to people. We are giving our time because we're providing a service, right? And then I learned how to effectively, guys, leverage OPT, other people's time, aka virtual assistants. And next thing you know, life changed. All the hopes and dreams I had of building my own business started to become reality instead of just dreams. Now, if you stay until the end of this masterclass, if you take notes, if you implement and even book a call with us, wink, wink, you know what I mean, right? You too can turn your dreams into reality and take full control of your life and business. So the question still remains, how do you effectively leverage virtual assistants to build and scale a wildly high profitable credit repair business? Let's talk about it. Let's simplify it. And more importantly, let's break it down into actionable steps that you can actually implement right after this class, right? Step one, the CEO, the leader, and the mirror. As we dive into this free masterclass, I need you to understand this. 80. I'm going to repeat it again. 80% of becoming a successful entrepreneur is mindset. Having the right mindset is the only way to get through this life and bring your dream life into reality, right? So I don't just believe in teaching you guys the 20%, which is the mechanics, the tactics, and the skill sets you need to become a successful entrepreneur. Yes, we are going to cover that. Yes, they are going to work for you. And yes, by the end of this masterclass, you will have a new perspective on how to grow your business with the time freedom that you desire, right? But more importantly, your mindset is what matters the most. And that is what I need you to understand the most to make this actually work for you, right? So I want to make this very clear. Your team will only be as great as they're led. And with that being said, you need to know where you're leading them to and how much of an efficient and effective job you're doing, because your business, your team, and life are literally just a mirror reflection of you, right? Everything you have, everything you are experiencing, everything you are reaching for is a mirror reflection of your efforts. So how do we take our efforts to the next level so we can take our team, business, and life to the next level? Well, have you ever heard of Pareto's Law, also known as the 80-20 rule? The 80-20 rule states that 80% of our results come from 20% of our efforts. You guys see where I'm going with this, right? Meaning 80% of the money you've made in your business is only coming from 20% of the activities that you are doing, right? 80% of the lifestyle you are living is only coming from 20% of the choices you are deciding to make. And with that being said, let's dive into uncovering what that 20% is for you, right? Step two, the RAD method. So action step number one that you need to start actually making $100,000 or more while being able to live life on your own terms and leverage other people's time without sacrificing all of your own. Right? The RAD method is something I coined, right? I coined this term after reading the book From 6 to 7 Figures by Austin Netzley. Shout out to you. If you ever watched this video, man, you really, really helped change my business. But let's keep going, right? The one method that helped me save on average 13 hours a day, guys. 13 hours a day from the repetitive, energy draining tasks that kept me spinning my wheels in the mud. right? It helped me become very clear on what I, as the CEO, need to be doing on a daily basis that was actually pushing my business forward, right? It also helped me become very clear on the tasks that gave me energy and excitement compared to the ones that drained me and were like my least favorite to do, right? So what you want to do first to understand the RAD method is understand that it's an acronym, right? It's an acronym for remove, automate, delegate. All of your daily duties will fall under this one of these three, right? So first things first, write out every single task that you are currently doing inside your business on a daily basis in detail, right? Be very specific with what that task is. For example, engaging with Instagram comments, engaging with Facebook groups, leading team meetings, taking sales calls, posting 3 times a week on Instagram, Facebook, and YouTube. Include everything, right? And once you completed this, then you want to write out the average amount of time it's taking you to complete each task. So, for example, again, engaging with Instagram comments, you might be doing this for 30 minutes a day. Engaging with Facebook groups, you might be doing this for 30 minutes a day, right? Leading team meetings, this might take you an hour a day, right? Taking sales calls, this might actually be 3 hours per day, right? Because you might have 3 sales calls per day. So each sales calls might be an hour. So that's 3 hours of your time, right? And then posting 3 times a week on Instagram, Facebook, and YouTube might take an hour and a half of your day, right? So next step next step that you want to do is you want to put either a up arrow, a down arrow, or a neutral sign to determine what actually gives you energy, what drains your energy, and then what is like neutral, meaning it doesn't really give or drain your energy, but it needs to be done, right? And once that's done, the final step is to begin removing things from your plate, automating them and or delegating them. So here you want to look at your list, see what the things that you can actually completely remove, meaning you will never do them again, nor will you pass them over to your team to do, right? You're going to annihilate these. You're going to eliminate them. You're going to throw them in the trash, and we don't go digging in the trash, right? We just let that go, right? Then you also want to look at that list and see what are the tasks that you can automate with a system or delegate with a virtual assistant. So quick heads up about that, right? There will be quite a few tasks that you can automate and delegate, meaning you will put a system in place to empower your team to actually run that task with efficiency and little to no mistakes, right? So what I mean by that is the system will be there to help the team member be able to do their job very easy and efficiently, right? And a quick bonus step, this is my favorite step. You want to add up all the time you're spending, right? Add all the time, every minute, every second, every hour, right? And that you're actually going to remove, automate, and delegate, and just see how much time you're about to save yourself, right? To take you guys a step back, I saved myself 13 hours a day, guys, 13 hours. So what that looked like for me is it would bleed over into the next day and the next day and the next day. And that is not efficient or effective for any entrepreneur, for any business. So once I got this off to my plate and I got very clear on what I needed to be doing, like creating these free trainings for you guys, everything started to change for me. So now that we've got a step closer to what our 20% is, let's talk about how to effectively, right, empower your team to handle the rest. Step 3, this is something that I love and I hate, guys, how to create effective SOPs, right? So this is an amazing step that is needed, but most of us overcomplicated. Yes, I said us. I fell into this trap of overcomplicating this process as well. And then I taught myself how to simplify it down so I could actually get it done. So let me show you how I did that for myself, right? First, let's get clear on what an SOP is, right? An SOP stands for standard operating procedure, right? Standard operating procedure, which are step-by-step instructions put together by an organization, most likely yourself, right? To help workers carry out routine operations, right? SOPs aim to achieve efficiency, quality output, and a consistent high level of performance while reducing miscommunication and unnecessary mistakes, right? So now, how I simplified this for myself is by changing the acronym of SOP from the big fancy term of standard operating procedure to steps of process, right? Meaning every step and stage of our business has its own process. So for example, a marketing process, right? a sales process, a fulfillment process, and etc. Right? Our marketing process has its own end goal of attracting potential clients, right? Our sales process has its own end goal of converting potential clients into new clients, right? And then our fulfillment process, aka for you guys watching this, our disputing process has an end goal of cleaning our client's credit report of all negatives, right? So remember this: anyone who is great at anything, they first learns how to ask themselves great questions, right? And so that's exactly how you actually become great with effective, with SOPs. So let me put that into put you guys on the right track to becoming great with that, right? So it's actually really simple, right? Our disputing process, for example, what is the goal, right? What is the end goal of our disputing process? It's to clean our client's credit report of all negative items to set them up to build their credit, right? So we want to get all the negatives off so we can help them build their credit. So what exact steps do we need to go through to make that happen? Step 1 is this. Step 2 is this. Step 3 is this, right? So for example, to make that even more clear for you guys, step 1 that I'm going to write down is we're going to dispute all inaccurate information. Step 2, we're going to freeze all secondary bureaus, Nexus Lesses, SageStream, and blase blase, right? Step 3, we're going to actually send in the first dispute letter, right, for whatever collection we're looking to fight, right? And what we want to do here is really dive deep into the end goal of that process. Get very detailed, guys, with each step that is required to achieve that end goal, right? So you want to do this with every single process in your business. Again, sales process, marketing process, fulfillment process, upsell process, client success process, everything. We want to get very detailed, right? And yes, this is a time-consuming process. I'm not going to lie to you guys, but if done right, guys, you will only have to do this about every 90 days or so, depending on how effective it is once you've actually completed this, right? You've implemented it with your team, and then you actually got real feedback, because that's what business is. We do something, we implement it, see if it works or not, then we take back and we look at the information we got from how it was, and then we actually go ahead and improve it, right? And so this is actually going to take us into step 4. How do we actually get this into the team, right? Step 4, DOD, the DOD, right? The DOD, right? The DOD. Now, we've got really clear on the mindset, right? And your 20%, and how to effectively prep your team with SOPs. So how do we go about implementing this into your business with little to no hiccups, right? That begins with the DOD, right? The DOD, the definition of done. I understand that there's going to be resistance and hesitation for people when it comes to hiring virtual assistants to replace you and your business, right? I've heard it plenty of times. I heard people say things like, how am I supposed to trust them? Right? How do I know they know what they're doing? How do I know what they're doing? And how do I even pass over the work to them so they without them messing it up, right? So many questions, so many fears, so many reasons to stay stuck in the business. Stuck. We don't want to be there, right? I get it. You spent so much time, money, and energy into building your own business, and it's not easy. And you have to put your trust in others to get the work done that you're so used to doing, right? But that right there is the exact reason most people don't get to the next level. They don't put the trust into others to get the work done. And when they do, they don't do it properly, right? And that's the reason it backfires on them, right? Creating more hesitation, creating more of that stuck feeling, and ultimately creating more work to do. And let's be honest, who wants that? I don't want more work to do. I love doing this. I love making these videos. I do not want more work to do, right? I want less work to do, right? So let's dive into exactly how to avoid the mistakes others make so you can scale your business to $100,000 or more while working less from anywhere in the world, right? The DOD, the definition of done. Step 1 to effectively implement this into your business is to play off the last step we went over, which was our SOPs, right? What we want to do here after we have created our SOPs is actually do the work, right? Do the work. It's okay. This is the last time you're going to actually do the work. But this time when you're doing the work, use Loom. Loom. It's a screen recording software of exactly what you're doing and how you expect the work to be done, right? So I'm using Loom right now. This is Loom, how you guys are seeing me and seeing my screen, right? I'm gonna do this while I'm doing the work so my team can see exactly what I'm doing, and I'm gonna be explaining to them exactly what I expect when the work is done. Again, do this for every process in your business, and now you have a full written training, right? And a video training series anyone in your company can go through, right? And then step two, whichever one of your team members is actually going to be fully responsible for that task, make that known. So many people don't make it very clear of who is in charge of the task when it comes to running that specific that task in the business. So once you've made it very clear by having one-on-one meetings, right, group team meetings, and whoever, and making it very clear of who's responsible for what, you can hold them accountable. You can hold them accountable. Hey, Julius, you did not get this done, and it was supposed to be done on Friday. Hey, Julius, I need you to do this. Hey, Sean, why did you get me? We can hold people accountable, right? That is super, super big in business, right? Because, which we all know, accountability is the key to a successful business, right? And just that simple step right there, 2 easy steps to pass the task over with effective and efficient communication, and effective and efficient expectations, and again, effective and efficient results, right? End results. Now we just need to make it efficient, right? And if you know me, and if you have been following me for a while or for some time now, you know we got to talk about systems. You know we got to bring the systems in, right? Every business and every entrepreneur I know needs systems. We all do. So the last thing for you to do is to tie all of this together. Empower your team through systems. The lack of having systems is the glue that keeps you stuck. You guys see what I did there, right? The lack of having systems is the glue that keeps you stuck in the business, right? And when you have systems in place, not only do you save yourself a tremendous amount of time, but you also empower your team to work effectively, efficiently, and more importantly, with the least amount of mistakes. Why? Because when you have clear SOPs, DODs, and a clear path of where you're going with everything in the middle, that becomes a routine, guys. It becomes routine. It becomes consistent, simple, and we know what's going to happen, right? And when anything becomes a routine, it becomes predictable. We know what's going to happen. And when we can predict what will happen, that gives us control over the outcome. You see that we can control what we're looking for, right? So what you need to do is really take a step back and review your business from what I like to call is a 30,000-foot view, right? Look at all your SOPs and think to yourself from two perspectives, right? Two perspectives. Perspective number one, a perspective of your clients. Ask yourself, if I was a client of this company, how would I want to be communicated with and handled in a way that would make me send everyone I know to this company for the service you provide, right? Perspective number two, which is a perspective of your employees, right? Ask yourself, if I was an employee of this company, what would what would make my job 10 times easier in a way that would make me excited to come to work every day? And once you got a clear understanding of that, put the systems in place every step of the way, right? Every step of the way, from a customer standpoint or a client standpoint and the employee standpoint. So for example, once I assign a task to my team, I assign my task through I assign it through a task sheet that we have, right? A form I'll show you guys in a second, right? And then that triggers off all of the notifications for the right team member to be notified and execute that task with everything they need to be known, right? Guys, this right here is a 5-step blueprint, right? Of the exact roadmap that you need to finally get rid of those energy draining, repetitive tasks that creates the feeling of being stuck, and replace them with highly trained team members with the foundation that empowers them so you can go out and make $100,000 or more while working 10 to 15 hours less a week, guys. 10 to 15 hours less. Empower your team, right? And now that we're here, guys, you have two options. You have two options, guys, two options, right? Option number one is you can spend the next 3 to 6 months or more, right, trying to implement all of this on your own, looking and searching for the right place to hire virtual assistants, writing SOPs after SOPs after SOPs. And trust me, I did that until you finally get them right, and trying to implement all the systems that are needed to sustain the workflow, the communication, and execution so you can hit your goal of building a 6 and 7 figure credit repair business. Or what you could really do, or option number two, you could click that button below. You can schedule a time to speak with me or someone from my team and see if we can help you expedite your process of making $100,000 or more while working less from anywhere in the world, guys. This is the route to go. I look forward to speaking to every single one of you guys. I hope you got tremendous value from this training video. Please implement this. Please go out and take yourself to the next level. Really dive deep on your time and where is it being spent. Is it being spent on RGAs, revenue generating activities, or is it being spent on MWAs, minimum wage activities? Really get clear on that. And I'll see you guys on the other side. Julius III checking out, CEO of Scale the Foundation, the #1 automation agency helping credit repair experts and educators build, run, and scale wildly high profitable credit repair businesses. And we're out of here, guys.